In this week's video, we are going to continue to explore Rovo features. In particular, the features that we're going to look at are answers and knowledge cards in search and definitions. If you go over to the Atlassian community, there is this short article about Rovo definitions and knowledge cards. I'll put the link to this in the description so if you want to come and review this to see and get a little bit more information about how definitions and knowledge cards work with Rovo, you can go ahead and take a look at that link. All right, coming over to our demo Jira org, the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to look at some knowledge cards. Knowledge cards could be about a topic, a person, or a team. So here you can see in the chat, you see who is Katrina listed there. Let's go ahead and revisit that search. You can see it said Rovo was thinking, and it says Katrina Lieber, owner, founder, project management solutions consultant of 3S Success. Now, this is both very interesting and kind of creepy because I did not go in and program this knowledge card on myself whatsoever. You can see it says uses AI and it tells you to verify your results. So I did not go in and enter a knowledge card. I didn't go in and create a knowledge card of any sort. What this is doing is it's just pulling information from my Atlassian profile that is associated with this account, and then it's pulling anything that I have recently worked on in this demo org. And so that's kind of what this does in terms of a knowledge card for a person. So if you are wondering who a certain team member is, or maybe you've never worked with them in your organization, it will pull up their information. But again, just as any tool, the results are only as good as the information that's put into the system. So if someone didn't go in and put what their title was when they've created their Atlassian account, or if they didn't go and put a profile picture, you wouldn't have as many data points. You wouldn't have as much information available to you to help answer your question. So the tool is only as good as the information that gets put in. If you're putting garbage in, you're going to get garbage out, no matter whether AI is being used in this search function for a knowledge card. All right, so I didn't go through and I didn't enter anything for this to appear within the search in Jira. You can just search someone's name, and a knowledge card in this format should appear if you have Rovo activated for your Atlassian instance. Heading over to Confluence, we are actually going to now look and explore Rovo's definitions. So here in this new project space, we have a description here that says this space is designed to capture the work of an NPD effort of a cutting-edge PCB by the research and development engineering team. Now, let's say we're new to the company and we don't know what NPD stands for or an acronym. The way definitions work is you can highlight a word in Confluence. From what I can tell from the article that was provided by the Atlassian community that we reviewed at the beginning of the video, definitions are primarily to be used within Confluence, not so much Jira. I could not figure out how to get definitions to work in Jira, and they don't give any examples of that in the article. So I'm assuming definitions are primarily for Confluence. Nonetheless, you can highlight an acronym or a term. You can click Define. Here you can see Rovo cites one source, so you can see what that source is, and it's the new project space Confluence space that we are in. And it says NPD stands for New Product Development, which in this scenario it does. It refers to the process of bringing a new product to market, which includes stages such as idea generation, design, development, and testing. In the context provided, NPD efforts are focused on creating cutting-edge printed circuit boards, aka PCBs, by a research and development engineering team. Now, you can click on this ellipsis icon and you can edit this definition. So if you don't agree with this definition, you can come by and edit this at any point in time. Now, let's go ahead and highlight the term PCB and let's click Define. Here you can see Rovo has this little disclosure here that says it uses AI to verify results, because whenever you're using AI does make mistakes. It's just pulling based off of the information that is currently available to it. And so you do have to verify that the information you're reading is accurate. And that's why it gives you the opportunity to edit a definition. So it says PCB, or printed circuit board, is a crucial component in electronic devices, serving as a platform for connecting electronic components. It is designed to facilitate the electrical connections between various parts of a circuit, enabling functionality in devices. The research and development engineering team is currently engaged in a new product development effort focused on advancing PCB technology. Again, you can click and edit. You can look what source in Confluence it's pulling from. But what I think is particularly interesting is it then has this next prompt: what advancements are being pursued in PCB technology? So let's go ahead and click this and see what Rovo pulls up. You can see Rovo pulls up a little chat in the right-hand side of my screen. Now let's see what it says. It says, from the information in your new project space, the research and development team is working on cutting-edge PCB, but the specific technical advancements aren't yet documented on that page, which is accurate because this is just a demo org. So I can't pull an internal list like we're doing A, B, and C for this effort. It says what I can do is outline the typical advancement areas teams pursue in PCB technology. So this is interesting. It says common advancement areas in PCB technology are higher density and miniaturization. It says high speed and high frequency performance and thermal management improvements, flexible and rigid flex PCBs, reliability and harsh environment performance, manufacturability and cost efficiency, sustainability and materials innovation, and integration with advanced components and packaging. Very interesting. I'm curious as to where it's pulling this information from because I currently don't have any third-party connectors associated with my Rovo, such as a Google Drive or anything like that. So I'm curious where the LLM is pulling this information from. I'd imagine it's just the internet and what information is available on the internet today. And so it is important that whenever you are leveraging AI, you do verify the results and you understand where the information is coming from, because this did not come from any of my demo Confluence spaces or any demo Jira spaces that I have as well. All right. So this is just a brief overview of the knowledge cards as well as definitions that are available with the Rovo search function when you do have AI activated. If you go back to the Rovo features, you can see that answers and knowledge cards and search and definitions are not available without Rovo AI activated. And so if you do have AI activated in your Atlassian instance, just be sure to always verify the information that you're reading. The intent for definitions and for the knowledge cards and answers is really just to give the example that they use in the article is if you have a new team member that you're onboarding, they can just look at different acronyms or different terms right where they are. A lot of organizations already have a glossary of terms that they typically use for their teams, and they also typically have some thorough documentation to report on ISO processes. So it'll be interesting to see whether companies actually adopt using definitions and answers and knowledge cards within Confluence and Jira, considering a lot of enterprise level organizations probably already have a lot of this information documented somewhere. I don't know that someone is going to take the time to go through and actually plug them into these definitions or correct these definitions. It just doesn't seem like the highest priority for an organization. Maybe for a new company that has just started, they would take the time to use these features, but the usability and how often these features are leveraged remains yet to be seen. All right, I'll put the links to all of these different articles as well as Exploring Rovo Features article in the Atlassian support in the description, but I hope you enjoyed this video.